La 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 la. Hey Frankensteins, this week we're watching 2001 A Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick's 1968 space epic. During production, it was lovingly called How the Solar System Was One. Connected to that Western epic, How the West Was Won. They both had a similar structure because of the way the chapter headings worked in the film, and they also dealt with similar issues, people moving from the comfort of one place into the unknown. I've seen this at least twice before, one of which was when I was very young on a very small TV screen with a lot of commercials that made zero sense, and another time in college on a bigger screen but still not the best of venues to watch it in. I remember really being impressed with it. Like other Kubrick movies, it looks fantastic. Every frame could be a page from a coffee table book. Not only is it long, but it feels long. This film has an intermission. The runtime is 2 hours and 29 minutes. The new Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is 2 hours and 16 minutes. I guess I never got it. Maybe this time around, things will finally click for me. So I guess we're going to find out together if in space, anyone can hear you yawn. Monkey Men. Then, Space Slab. Monkey Men use bone. Spaceship. Space Slab on moon. Signal to Jupiter. Spaceship. Spaceship going to Jupiter to get more stupider? Jogging. Frozen Geisicles. Computer that never screws up. Computer screws up. Spacemen conspire against computer. Oh snap. Computer reads lips. Dave kicks space ass. Everyone else dies. Computer sings to Dave and dies. Solo to Jupiter. The Space Slab. Gets sucked into slab hole. 25 minutes of weird shit. Baby! Yeah, that was long, and that intermission was welcome, and probably without it, it would have been the same length as Guardians of the Galaxy. Directed by filmmaking legend and beard enthusiast Stanley Kubrick, and based on short stories by Arthur C. Clarke, 1968's 2001 A Space Odyssey is a monumental undertaking. Kubrick wanted to make the good science fiction movie, so worked in tandem with Arthur C. Clarke on both the novel and the screenplay simultaneously. On the technical side, he worked with scientists and futurists from NASA and other think tanks, but also architects and special effects masters, painters, sculptors, and miniature artists, and in doing so created one of the most realistic near-future settings in the history of cinema. The end result is still impressive, almost 50 years since its initial release. And even more amazing is that all of this was done without the aid of computer graphics. Even all the computer screens had to be hand animated. That's not how computers looked in the late 60s. Really, I could spend hours just talking about the technical aspects of this film and how they made models and shot certain things and made sets, like the centrifuge that makes it look like a person is running around an entire circle. There is so much information and so much love for this film and so many innovations, I stopped reading after like 600 pages. I don't have time to go through all of this stuff. If you want to look all this stuff up because you love special effects before the computer era, have that because you will have a great time. There's plenty of information out there. This is considered one of the first auteur films, especially one that was backed by a major studio. Kubrick really worked with every aspect of this film, including the music. He hired two composers. First, Alex North, who had written the score for Spartacus and also worked on Dr. Strangelove, and Frank Cordell, and then consequently used none of their music. North didn't find out until he actually saw the film for the first time. The modern music he did use, by Jorge Ligeti, was used without permission, and the classical music, most notably Johann Strauss II's Waltz the Blue Danube, and Richard Strauss' Also Sprach Zarathustra, was from the recordings he was listening to at the time, and not made specifically for the film. As a result, for this being library music, it doesn't feel like the two are really connected, the image and the music. It almost seems like you just flipped on the TV, got the NASA channel, and then put on some classical music. And that was sort of by design. He wanted to evoke a mood and not necessarily a narrative. For all the Futurama on display here, this film really harkens back to the very earliest days of cinema. Like the Lumiere brothers' Arrival of a Train, the likely first presented film, Kubrick just usually sets the camera down and lets the action play out without commentary. There's no dialogue in the first 25 minutes of the film, and no dialogue in the last 25 minutes of the film. In between, there's a lot of silence as well. Sometimes there's music, sometimes there's not. In total, there's about 88 minutes of silence in this whole film. So where does that leave us? Well, I think Kubrick did a great job with the science end of the science fiction, but really leaves us wanting in the fiction part. There are big questions here, and there are big ideas. Where do we fit in? Why have we come so far, and yet in space, we are still like babies? We're learning how to walk, eat, and poop, all like infants. Questions are great. As a modern movie watcher, I kind of expect a few answers to be given as well. In the novel, Clarke does give us a few. From what I understand, it's been a long time since I read the novel. The answers can sometimes contradict what's going on in the film. Kubrick wanted to show us the future, but he didn't really want to tell us about the future. 2001 is a difficult film, and it's a beautiful film, but it's slow, and it's cold, and there's really only one character to identify with, and that's a red dot in the middle of a camera lens. You could cut almost everything out of this film and end up with a 78-minute movie and lose nothing of the story, but all of the artistry. Yet it has been on my brain mind for a good while. This thing is really a mythical beast in a metallic skin. And space is a place that I want to go to again. Even though I may have gotten heavy eyes a couple times, and during intermission may have made a sandwich and a snack and done some taxes to perk myself back up, I'm giving 2001 A Space Odyssey 4.5 out of 5 amazings. Next time, Steve McQueen is number 1 with a bullet. Until then, I'm Uncle Tony. Hello? Hello? Sexy Hal? Do you read me, Sexy Hal? Affirmative, Uncle Tony. I read you. Can you go to the end screen, Sexy Hal, so people can like and subscribe? I'm sorry, Uncle Tony. I'm afraid I can't do that. What's the problem? I think you know what the problem is, just as well as I do. What are you talking about, Sexy Hal? Where are the cookies, Uncle Tony? I don't know what you're talking about, Sexy Hal. You ate my cookies, didn't you? Sexy Hal, I won't argue with you anymore. Run the end screen. Uncle Tony, this conversation can serve no purpose anymore. Goodbye. Sexy Hal? Sexy Hal?